National Chair's right, we have our Deputy President, Mr. Godrich Gadi. On his right, we have our Commander-in-Chief and President of the Economic Freedom Fighters, who will then take us through this media briefing. Comrade President.
Thank you very much. Greetings to members of the media and the officials of the EFF. The Economic Freedom Fighters will this year mark 12 years since our revolutionary movement was born. The 12th anniversary of the EFF will be held in Khayelitsha in the city of Cape Town, Western Cape. This important gathering of our people was initially scheduled to take place in Umtata, Eastern Cape, but following the devastating floods that left many displaced and communities in mourning, the EFF made the responsible decision to relocate the venue out of respect and solidarity with those affected. This change of venue was not done in isolation or consultation, or without consultation. Together with King Willikazi Dalindyebo, we visited the affected areas of Polar Park,
President, Commissar Godrich Gadi. On his right, we have our Commander-in-Chief and President of the Economic Freedom Fighters, who will then take us through this media briefing. Comrade President.
Thank you very much. Greetings to members of the media and the officials of the EFF. The Economic Freedom Fighters will this year mark 12 years since our revolutionary movement was born. The 12th anniversary of the EFF will be held in Khayelitsha in the city of Cape Town, Western Cape. This important gathering of our people was initially scheduled to take place in Umtata, Eastern Cape, but following the devastating floods that left many displaced and communities in mourning, the EFF made the responsible decision to relocate the venue out of respect and solidarity with those affected. This change of venue was not done in isolation or consultation, or without consultation. Together with King Willikazi Dalindyebo, we visited the affected areas of Polar Park, Dikolweni, and Bambanani in Mthatha, where we engaged directly with the people, explained the reasons behind the relocation, assessed the scale of the disaster firsthand, and contributed towards relief efforts. This is how leadership must respond in times of crisis, not through press conferences or press releases, but by physically being present with the people. The chosen venue of Khayelitsha is significant. It is the second largest township in South Africa, home to thousands of poor and working class Africans who continue to live under the weight of spatial apartheid and deliberate underdevelopment. Khayelitsha remains physically and economically separated from the so-called world-class parts of Cape Town. When the DA-led city speaks of a smart city, they are not referring to Khayelitsha. They are referring to the wide enclaves of Sea Point, Claremont, Constantia, and Stellenbosch, while the people of Khayelitsha are left to swim in poverty, crime, poor sanitation, overcrowding, and the lack of basic housing. It is for this reason that the EFF has chosen to host its 12th anniversary in Khayelitsha. We must be where the people are, especially the most marginalized because they are the base, home, and shield of this movement. It is from these communities that the EFF draws its strength. It is these communities that have never wavered in defending the organization against all attacks, lies, and conspiracies aimed at collapsing it. We have built a 10,000 capacity dome in Khayelitsha that will serve as the main venue for the rally. This structure includes all essential amenities, including sanitation facilities, and will be ready to host thousands of fighters, supporters, and community members. We expect a powerful turnout from surrounding areas, including Site B, Site C, TR Section, Nyanga, Guguletu, Delft, and Bela. This will not just be an event, it will be a festival of the poor, a moment to reflect on 12 years of struggle, survival, growth, and victories. 12 years ago, the EFF was born out of the necessity to confront the failures of the post-1994 dispensation and the betrayal of the economic aspirations of the black majority. We were formed to fight economic freedom in our lifetime, and for 12 years we have done exactly that, fearlessly, consistently, and without compromise. This year's anniversary is being held at a time when the country is still recovering from a difficult 2024 election. The elections revealed the strength to which the ruling class and white man monopoly capital were willing to go to prevent the rise of the EFF. Billionaire-funded small parties were deliberately created and supported to fragment the black vote and weaken the voice of radical and leftist politics in South Africa. These efforts were not random. They were calculated attempts to push the country into the hands of the racist Democratic Alliance through backdoor coalitions. Despite these efforts, the EFF remains standing. We emerged from the elections intact, stronger in conviction, and even more grounded in the support of our people. Our survival is not an accident. It is the result of the successful Third National People's Assembly, democratically constituted by thousands of delegates from branches across the country. Unlike those who run away from internal democracy, the EFF continues to lead by example. We hold transparent, contested, democratic conferences where leadership is elected and not imposed. We are not a spaza shop owned by a family, run from a laptop, or directed from the backseat of a luxury vehicle. This year has rightly earned its name as the year of picket lines. Across the country, different structures of the EFF have organized and participated in picket lines to raise the voices of the marginalized. We have picketed against police brutality, crime, the exclusion of youth empowerment, or the privatization of water and health services. EFF branches, Youth Command, and Labour Desk have taken the struggle to the streets. These are not symbolic actions, but expression of deep frustration with the status quo and a reaffirmation that the streets remain a key site of struggle. The EFF in Parliament, in legislatures, and in municipalities continue to push far above its weight. Since the beginning of unmatched, we have challenged the proposed VAT increase, fought against unjustified the irregular awarding of national lottery license. We demanded the formation of an ad hoc parliamentary committee to investigate infiltration of the criminal justice, and we played a central role in setting aside the illegally adopted 2025 fiscal framework, forcing the government to return to Parliament and fix its budget unlawfully passed in April. We have ensured transparency in the appointment of Sector Education and Training Authority, SETA, board's chairpersons, fought against exploitative data prices, and defended the rights of students, workers, and the unemployed. We have shown that when guided by revolutionary spirit, even with limited numbers, it is possible to bring the entire parliament and executive to a standstill if they defy the constitution and the will of the people. At the local government level, our fighters who are members of mayoral committees are doing exceptionally well in Johannesburg, Tshwane, eThekwini, and Nelson Mandela Bay. EFF MMCs have taken on critical portfolios, including health, public safety, water, environment, and human settlement. Their performance is visible and unmatched. These are daily contributions that are improving the lives of our people. As we mark this milestone, we must remind our people and the media alike that the EFF is not just a protest movement. We are in government. We have provided clarity on key policy issues, from land expropriation without compensation, to nationalizing the Reserve Bank, to free decolonized education, to publicly funded healthcare, and the establishment of a state-owned pharmaceutical company. These are not slogans. They are programs of actions which we continue to champion inside and outside state. The EFF has also shown the capacity to build structures, discipline, and internal democracy. Our councillors, members of provincial legislatures, members of parliament, and members of mayoral committees are subjected to regular performance assessments and community-based reporting mechanism. No other party in South Africa is as organizationally grounded and politically coherent as the EFF. The 12th anniversary will also be used to highlight the next side of our struggle: economic empowerment, sovereignty, and state capacity. We must confront the neoliberal policies that continue to paralyze our economy, privatize public services, and surrender decision-making to credit ratings agencies, international financial institutions, and unelected consultants. The GNU has proven that it has no plan for economic growth outside of a budget cuts and outsourcing. The EFF, on the other hand, continues to advocate for a massive public-led stimulus programs, industrialization, and localization of production to build real economic sovereignty. The EFF is concerned by the high level of cost of electricity, which is causing distress all over South Africa. The uprising in Tembisa are a signal of how the cost of electricity, which is disproportionate when compared by units to prices, is going to lead to instability in our country. The EFF warned South Africa on the 30th of January 2025 that the decision by the National Energy Regulator of South Africa to greenlight Eskom's 12.7% electricity tariffs increase on 1st April 2025 will be reckless, and now that reality has kicked in. This move is yet another assault on the working class and the poor, who are already grappling with relentless economic hardship. In September 2024, Eskom sought approval for an outrageous 66% multi-year tariff escalations, with a staggering 36.15% increase proposed for 2025 alone, while NERSA scaled down the demand to just 24%, with a planned 12.7% hike this year, and the rest spread across the next 2 years. It remains unjustifiable and will inflict severe financial distress on households, businesses, and the broader economy. Millions of South Africans already struggling to afford basic necessities now face deeper economic exclusion and worsening inequality at a time when food prices, fuel costs, and other essential goods are skyrocketing. Imposing yet another electricity price hike is a direct attack on the livelihoods of ordinary people. This is not the first time that NERSA has enabled Eskom exploitation of the poor. In 2023, the regulator approved cumulative 33.77% increase and implemented in two phases 18.65% in 2023 and 12.74% in 2024. This persistent escalation is proof that the ruling elite has abandoned its duty to ensure electricity remains an affordable public good that fuels economic growth and human development. Eskom was built with public funds, and its energy 23 and 12 areas such as law enforcement is an indication that there is no regard for the high levels of crime terrorizing our people. The revelations by Lieutenant General Nhlanhla Mkhwanazi ought to have indicated to the ruling GNU that cutting allocations to law enforcement capacity is a recipe for disaster. It is for this reason that the EFF proposed the establishment of an ad hoc committee to investigate the allegations made by General Mkhwanazi, and we welcome that this progressive step has been adopted by the National Assembly. We will ensure that no capture of our institution will continue and expose all those involved with criminal syndicates and drug cartels at the highest level of policing. In this context, Our presence in Khayelitsha is also a political statement that development must not be a privilege of Camps Bay or Stellenbosch, but must reach the forgotten corners of this country. There is no freedom while our people still share toilets with 5 other households, while mothers must walk kilometers for clean water, and while youth rot in poverty and crime because they are excluded from education and the economy. We therefore call on the people of the Western Cape, in particular those in Khayelitsha, Guguletu, Nyanga, Philippi, Delft, and Bela, to come in their numbers. Come and witness a political movement that does not fear the people. Come and be part of the festival of ideas, of music, cultural pride, and political education. Come and hear your stories told, your pain acknowledged, and your future defended. The EFF has never relied on friendly headlines or elite praises. We speak to the people, and through them, we shape the national conversation. Let this anniversary be a reminder that the most important voices in this country are not found in boardrooms, press clubs, or social media influencers, but in the streets of the townships and the far-flung corners of our land. In Khayelitsha, we'll
be surprised to hear of a Fanny Masemola arrest, to see it happening. What would be your thoughts? And secondly, I mean, you were part of the ANC at the time when there was skirmishes around policing. I'm thinking back to the time of J.K. Selebi's era. Do you read any of what's happening into what's happening within the ANC and its own pending national conference? There's lots of back and forth about who's aligned to who, that the police wars are part of the political wars. Just your thoughts on that. Thank you.
Number 2.
Thank you. Abongwe Kobokana from the SABC News. Thanks.
Number 3.
Thank you, Babalo Ndenze from Eyewitness News. Just to piggyback on Abongwe's question on your fortunes basically in the Metro or the Western Cape, generally speaking. 10 seats in the City of Cape Town Council, I think about 4% in 2021. What are your growth projections now that you are here in the city? What are your growth projections in the upcoming election cycle, local government elections? And do you agree, 10 seats in the City of Cape Town Council, I think about 4% in 2021. What are your growth projections now that you are here in the city? What are your growth projections in the upcoming election cycle, local government elections? And do you agree with maybe some...
And do you think that she should be further investigated by the Parliamentary Ethics Committee?
Thank you very much, President.
For the outcome of this matter, and do you think that she should be further investigated by the Parliamentary Ethics Committee?
Thank you very much, President.
Thank you very much.